in a writer, I'm looking for somebody who brings everything to the table. Who brings the heart, who brings their vision, and particularly who bring their brain to the table, so that they're aware of what they're doing and they're making conscious choices. I don't have a lot of patience for people who feel like they're downloading from the cosmos. Just that's how it came out. Okay, great. Now let's make it better. But, just writing from a place of understanding rather than from a place of fear, where you're just grateful for any idea that comes along and you don't want to change it because you don't know how. It's not about the ideas, it's about how you support the ideas.
Yo, what's good, people? Happy Monday to you. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Coming back feeling inspired. We've got our community challenge happening on Wednesday. Looking forward to hearing what you guys come up with. For those who have been procrastinating, you still have a couple of full days to make something. I'm slowly getting into the day. I'm trying really hard to get on board with this Monday. What's up, Tom? How are you, dude? Judge Judy, Slayer, Big D. Moladoy and Max. Thank you all for the follows. I appreciate it. Welcome in. For those who do not know, if you are currently subbed to the channel, you get a free sound pack every month. Hit the Discord to find that free sound pack, whatever you're inspired to make with it. You can turn it in, turn our monthly challenge, get another free sound pack, regardless of what it is. Just more free sounds. It's just awesome like that. Saf is here. Welcome, dude. I saw that you bought a new little toy. I want to hear what kind of sounds it makes. Greetings from Sun Zone, Maryland, says Paul. It is blue with just tiny little wispy white things. I don't even know if those really fully qualify as clouds. They're just like little thoughts of clouds or something. What's up, Eric? Ooh, just finished the final video render for the Mod Bits track. Nice, Paul. You are high on vitamin C gummies. Well, hello, Heidi. Happy Monday. I had no idea you could even get high on vitamin C gummies. This is news to me. Is this like you just shove as many as you can into your mouth and chew, or is there a more refined process where you have to like cure them in the sun for 17 days, grind them into a fine powder, snort them during a full moon? Bunch. Welcome. Cool and overcast up there, huh? Yeah, it's I don't think it's going to make it out of the 80s again this week, and I think that at least half the week we're going to be dwelling like mid 70s. Dare I say we might be leaving summer behind and moving on towards fall. The leaves started falling kind of early since all of our trees and plants and stuff were scorched and killed by all the heat. I think it's going to be a crunchy winter. I mean, fall. Oh yeah, flea markets, secondhand stores, nice stuff. Nice, good place to find stuff. If you're gonna get into some circuit bending, yeah, just careful of the rabbit hole. Javar, welcome in, dude. Tom's at sloth speed. How are you feeling after the second shot, Tom? Get some rest? What's up, Trailer? How are you, man? Blackberry, good morning to you. Hey. Okay, Tom, I see you. Been digging into phase distortion synthesis since you mentioned it that day. So 2 things about phase distortion. 1, definitely keep going into phase distortion synthesis because I think that you and your ear would really appreciate where it's all going. 2, the use of phase distortion on sounds that you are currently making for your God, I wanted to say grime, and then I wanted to say liquid, and then... what the hell are you making? What kind of D&B? you decided to dig into? Anyway, the reason why I recommend the phase distortion, especially on the bass sounds, is because there's a direct crossover with the cinematic stuff that you're making right now, and I think that you would benefit. I think it would kind of close a little circle. Anyway. Ooh. Nice one, Paul. That's a great recommendation. I just saw the comment about Bent Noise and Scott Armstrong. Yeah, you should do that, Saf. Absolutely. Heidi, you're being all scientific about it. Good. I'm glad you're being safe. No more than 2,000 milligrams, huh? You know, there was a Linus Pauling Center on Hawthorne here in Portland. I'm not sure if it's still there or if it was like fully converted into a hostel or... But I know at one point, like half of it was converted into a hostel. Anyway, he was the guy that delved into vitamin C and thought that it was like somewhat of like a magic cure-all for a whole bunch of things. Started the Linus Pauling Institute and like, I don't know, for like a certain range of things regarding vitamin C and our health, we are indebted to him. Javar says, so I had my mod bit submission all done and then discovered that instruments in Reaktor, like Scanner, don't save presets, so all the scanner tracks reset to their defaults when I reloaded the project. Ah, damn it. Yeah, so in Reaktor, there's saving ensembles, and there's saving snapshots. And if you're swapping out samples, well, generally speaking, before you start going and saving things, I generally recommend making a copy of whatever ensemble or instrument you're using, or effects or anything. Like into your own folder that just says like Javar's Reaktor or something like that, where you have a copy of all your Reaktor stuff. And then whatever ensemble you're using in there, you can make a new copy of, right? You can save a snapshot from an ensemble. But if you are saving an ensemble, then you are saving the entirety of that thing, sounds included. So not sure why the oddities, but you know what? Everyone encounters oddities, especially when getting started with Reaktor. And you're in Cubase, right? Paul says, eat the gummies in a certain color order and smoke a J in the middle. Paul, are you high on gummies this morning? Yeah, Javar, anytime you're swapping out your own samples, you definitely want to start saving. I should make a better effort to show my save processes with stuff instead of just like peace out at the end of everything. CW4E, hello, are you free? Free for what? Welcome in. Now you want a Casio. Oh, you know, I've worked with, you know, Plugin Boutique and Loop Masters and that whole family for a number of years off and on, and they made, back in the day, what was that? There it is, Virtual CZ. Boom. And it actually sounds pretty great. It does, it does. Oh, don't hang up on me. I haven't opened this in a long time. Haven't updated it in a long time. Was not expecting a little spinning pinwheel from that. Nate is here. Welcome in, Nate. Happy Monday, brother. How are you? Hey, what was the company that you were just trying to get in with? I don't know what to do. I have, there are so many, I don't know if it's just like people are thinking that we're coming out of the pandemic to a certain degree or something. I don't know. But I've just been inundated with like offers and requests and stuff. And I want to hand off some of these. I want to make some referrals for some of you guys. Raise your hand if you are in the market for a job in the video game industry. Specifically, there were a few opportunities that hit my inbox, and I am too busy. I cannot. Oh, dude, print to audio. Yes. Well, hence why I don't save a lot of stuff inside of Reaktor. The way that I use it, I typically just, I think this completely borked my freaking logic session. Yeah, the way that I use it is I basically just record to audio all the time. So I can't believe opening Virtual CZ just did this. Yeah, but it did. It did do this. Let's just quit this. Not a testament to them, but at the same time, you know, this is something I haven't updated in a long time either. So looks like something else timed out too, compatibility wise. Got to go through my plugins. All right. At least it saved our project for us. And it didn't reload the instrument. All right, cool. Nero, thank you. Tom, Nero. Yeah, see, that's man, Mondays, they're a little difficult sometimes. The Family Ties song reaction. Oh, I actually have quite a bit to get caught up on here. Let me speed up in my scrolls through the chat here. He says, also, please don't be mad at me, but I think I'm applying for another job that seems up my alley. I know I said I'd take a break and focus on having fun, but this feels too good an opportunity to pass up. No, dude, you do not pass up opportunities. Opportunities lead to more opportunities for fun, so. Paul's rocking the Arturia CZ for phase distortion on his end. Nice, nice. Ooh, speaking of Portland, Paul watched the Elliott Smith bio this weekend. Nice. You know, speaking of watching things, I really need to get something off my chest. I watched the Bob Ross thing last night on Netflix. And I've always loved Bob Ross. I grew up with Bob Ross, right? And people have likened me to Bob Ross for a long time. And it just pisses me off to no end. To no end. That he was mistreated and taken advantage the way that he was, but that his family continues to be after his death. And that I go to sleep feeling this, I wake up feeling this, and I'm talking about it with other people this morning. And then I turn on Twitch to get started this morning, and who should be right there at the top but Bob Ross. And thousands of people are watching. There's millions of people following on Twitch. And it's also very upsetting to me to know that there's this massive merchandising and online blitz campaign for these greedy, money-grubbing... Anyway, I don't know how many of you have seen the Bob Ross documentary on Netflix, but what are you thinking about that? I feel like this is very much a concern for all of us, like in the state of, you know, media, entertainment, power in the industry. We have these conversations all the time about, you know, having control over your own destiny and that kind of stuff. I'm just wondering who's seen it. What are y'all thinking about it? Just a reactor oddity. Jafar, reactor is full of oddities for sure. Biggest spider ever. Oh my goodness, Heidi. You know, there's only been a few times where spiders have actually really surprised me and made me go, and I remember rolling over and looking up in the middle of the night. We had just gotten to Southeast Asia. I had only been there for like 2 nights or something like that. And this spider was way bigger than my head, And it was like right above me in this tent. And I'm like, holy hell, what do spiders like that even do? Like, what do they eat? Cows? Riot Games, that's right. This one, Way Forward. Okay, cool. Nice, Nate. Nice. Whoa. Whoa, Blackberry, that's great. 2 Leslies in 1 week. That's awesome. That is great. Trailer says, teaching music is my first love, but sure, I'll make music for cash. Yeah, Leslie's are furniture. Yeah. Oh, hey, Tom chiming in with some advice for Scanner XT. If you want the sample to stay there, drop it into the Scanner XT folder. Yeah, Paul, it's hard. It's hard watching it get bad. Yeah, okay, so Javar, see, I think that is what most people are assuming. Most people would think, oh, Bob Ross. Okay, so since he's no longer here, his family's probably running it. And it's just not true. His family's getting screwed over. That's why the documentary was made. And, yeah, oh, man. You know, we live in a time, like, where, you know, turning people into heroes or whatever, or like idolizing or like believing that they can be really great or whatever just isn't safe. It's not a good idea. It's not realistic because everyone is constantly being outed as some kind of an asshole or pervert or whatever. And Bob Ross is like the real deal. There's like, you can't find someone that will say bad things about Bob Ross because Bob Ross was really genuinely good. And it just pisses me off to no end that people have turned that into uh, something so freaking greedy and vile. Yeah, Nate. Absolutely. Oh man. Yeah, see, Mr. Rogers is another one. Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross are both um, in that nearly untouchable realm, you know? Bob Ross was in the Air Force, SAF. Yeah. Spider plus Chris equals. Oh, yeah. Buying Bob Ross at the Hobby Lobby is the double whammy, right? Oh, man. Man. You know, oh, yeah. Adopting the persona of the American business sociopath. Bob, it's not personal, it's just business. Yeah, right. Exactly. Hawaiian spiders have driver's licenses and run bingo parlors. Oh, because they're so big. Um, yeah, I am talking about Thailand. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. The golden orb spider. Look away if you're really afraid of spiders. We're gonna look up whatever the golden orb spider is. Oh yeah. That looks like it, actually. Flippin' huge. They're just flippin' huge. And yes, it was in. Yeah, that's. Whoa. Are they poisonous or? Yes, it was in Thailand. We were on this small island. I never tell people the name of the island because I don't want people to find it. Um, it's not a tourist island. But when we first arrived there, God, this is so long ago now. We went out there. The only way to get out there is on like a little boat. Um, Obviously, it's an island, um, but I mean small boat. And then get out there, and there's like 10 huts, um, and then like one kind of communal building where the meals are cooked or whatever. Um, but yeah, stayed there for like 10 days, just completely unplugged. So the first night was, like making way through Bangkok and then getting shots and then finding our way further down south so we could get, wow, these are crazy. So we could get to the island. So I think it was like my second night, maybe third night there. So I was pretty blown away by this thing. The other thing that really stood out to me on that first night, um, on that side of the world, was the amount of ants at any one point in time, and there were these massive trails of ants, so big that you could actually see the pheromone trails on the sand as they were walking across the beach. There were so many. Yeah, never seen anything like it. But I got used to it pretty quick. That was the first that was the first real spider that I saw in Thailand though. It's like right above my head. Thank you for solving the mystery, Tom. I've wondered for a while what they were. Yeah, Javar, I did too, and I think that a lot of people just kind of assume things about Bob Ross because I mean, what kind of conspiracies or whatever could possibly be? Yeah, that's the same one. Who just put that up? Was that Eric? Yeah, that was Eric. That's the guy. Yeah, I didn't know that spiders could legitimately get big like that until I actually saw one over my head, and I was like, this is like a movie. This makes sleeping difficult. Wait. The golden orb is considered small. Wait, what? This is not good news. What's up, Zev? Zev music in the chat. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Heidi, I feel like he always put a fairly positive spin on things. Like his Uncle Sam sent him to Alaska. I mean, seriously though, if you're going to spend a dozen years in the military, Alaska's not the worst option back then. Will, weekend was good, man. How about you? Sorry, we were talking about spiders when you came in. Oh, snap. Yeah, I woke up to one right above my head. You almost ran into one face first. This, oh man. Wait, Paul. Oh, of course. See, now, okay, so I was younger, so I had no idea about this, but that makes sense that people would have like paint and drink parties around Bob Ross episodes. That's freaking great. Oh, man. All right, so you were in Vietnam, just walking through the jungle, not paying attention, and bam. Yeah. Yes, of course, the island starts with a K. Oh. Blackberry says, after watching the documentary, honestly can't be too mad at BRI for securing his likeness. The fault lies with the laws that permit a sole trustee who's supposed to be looking after the assets of a vulnerable individual minor with limited legal rights and comprehension of consequences to be able to liquidate the assets of a trust. Yeah, no, it's more about it's about the freaking humanity of it. I don't know. Maybe it's just that we've reached this point where I think a lot of us are feeling like this thing like, is nothing sacred? Not even Bob Ross. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that they're not freaking poisonous. I think about that moment every once in a while. I'm like, oh man, that moment where I woke up and the spider this big in my head was right above my head. Zev, of course, dude. Drop a link. Absolutely. Creepy Spider Island. Yeah, right? Oh, yeah, Heidi. I don't know. There's something yeah, yeah, I don't even know what to say. Uh I did not scream. I was just looking. I think I was more just kind of very much in shock as to what I was opening my eyes to. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Oh, wow. Okay. What's up, Josh? Real alien space bats in the chat saying took care of tarantulas. One was as big as his face. Wow. Yeah, it's just pretzel. It's just pretzel, Nate. Okay, I think I've basically caught up with the chat here. Heidi, it's always in sync. You are always in sync. I think that you might be synchronicity. Have you ever done one of those at home DNA tests? Like, you might be a demigod or something. You might actually be synchronicity. Javar, yeah, I think I'm with you. I've always been the guy that keeps the cool, level head and very calm in really intense moments. And then I just try to unpack it later. Ah, Nate, dude, I miss you too, homie. I miss you too. Yeah, it is good to just sit and chat. Oh, man. Yeah, same if you hurt yourself or whatever too. Yeah, same here, Javar. I feel like when bad things happen, and it's like the worse they are, the more somehow like I respond, which is really upsetting to some people, I've noticed in the moment. Where is that link? Oh, there we are. All right, so we got something from Will here. It's a new one. I'm just going to kill this background noise here. All right. And away we go. Manesia? Is that right? Ben is here. What's up, nanowires? Some Argentinian slang you learned over the weekend. Ooh, what does it mean? Awesome. What's up, Empirical? Will misses the dance floor. Well, the club. You can feel it in this. Hell yeah, dude. All right, so you can probably tell by the lack of things here to work on that this is great. It's freaking awesome. There's the very first pulse synth that you've got there in the beginning. It's like it's like burrowing into my brain. Love it. Really, really, really liking all the long form modulation. Like for the first couple of minutes, everything is in constant evolution. There really isn't any kind of conflict, nothing pulling the attention in the wrong direction or anything. Just really, really good building vibe. Really nice detail work on all the sounds. 245, that panning synth, the one that's just like single note over here, single note over here, single note over here. Maybe every couple of minutes or something, so it only happened a couple of times in the entire track, but just a surprise little delay or something, just like don't. Just before 4 minutes, shortly before the guitar comes in, the first real hint of monotony kind of seeps in, which is surprising, being that this is dance music and we are at past the halfway point before it really starts to get anywhere in there. But since the guitar is just about to start popping off, I would say it's a good spot to just do something that's kind of unexpected and just never even get to that hint of monotony state, that's a hard thing to do in 7 minutes. But I feel like you're there. The only other time where that starts to come into play is towards the outro. And I'm feeling that the guitar is really natural on this one. It's wholly supportive. Like it's adding a lot of shine and character, and it's definitely changing the mood. But it's not being forced or like injected in any way, which is great, dude. And that vocal chop, I think it's good. And it adds to the rhythmic groove, but not really the interest. So, and it's a solid one, right? Like fairly generic. You could get away with a lot of different stuff: stretching, glitching, repeat stutters. I think, yeah, I think you could have some fun with that. This is great, dude. I think this might be the best incorporation of your guitar play yet in one of the dance tracks, I think. And this is it, like you can feel that you want to be back in the club right now. It's just oozing out of this one. People like this. Empirical, how are you today? Yeah, did you DI that guitar? Modern Santana vibes. What's up, STP? How are you, man? Happy Monday. Feels like a mix of post-rock and house music. Yeah. You know, Saf, Will has been angling in that direction for a little while now. Yeah, learning how to incorporate the guitar more into my tracks. Yeah, I can definitely feel it. Like it's becoming an organic component. It really is. Yeah, and both, Saf and Josh are both mentioning like, oh, having to play with the guitar. Seriously, having the guitar played out exactly as it is, and then just playing with the processing of it, um, like a lot, like looping it and just recording while you're just like playing with different things, it might be really cool to have a play with something that's so floaty, to have a small section of it be almost like a complextro collage of different types of sound effects that are kind of stitched together in like a rhythmic way or something, like as you're getting out of the guitar thing, just to kind of really reinforce the freaking dance vibe on the way out. Um, yeah. Heidi, I don't know what was said about my midichlorians not a demigod. I don't know what that is. Maybe you are high on vitamin C right now. Oh yeah, definitely good for mixing. Josh, brain spider. Oh man, tremolo always works, dude. Always. The whammy dive needs more tacos. Oh hey, speaking of, did everyone see the taco jam that was it Javar? Who put this up? Who was this morning? Or actually, it was over the weekend, I think. Who put this up? Yeah, it was Javar. Uh, someone in another stream said tacos for your face, and someone sampled it and turned it into uh, a pretty banging track. And it was super infectious. I left it playing while I was responding to stuff this morning. I'll play a little clip of it. I have no idea if this is anything that anyone's putting out seriously. I think it's safe to play. Yeah, Ben, drop a link. Here it comes. Banging, right? And then it just kind of goes hard for like the next 3 minutes or so. It's actually really catchy. It's pretty good stuff. Blackberry saying this sounds nice, really well mixed. It seems a little soft around 2.53K. Yeah, actually, I would agree with that. Except for I would maybe want something a little more atmospheric or noisy myself, or maybe just particulate matter off of something out of like some delay sprays or something like that. It'd be hard. I would be hard pressed to start to change anything in this groove. Although a tambourine would sound kind of dope in there. Ooh, Will, tambourine through hysteresis with like the bottom half of the frequencies rolled off and like a little, like a tiny little uh, short delay, like comb filter short, uh, running over the top of that. Oh, that sound dope. Yeah, Will, I'm just reading your comment about the guitar really burrowed itself into your brain, so it's a good sign. There's a lot of brain burrowing reactions to this track. I think it's good. Squealing harmonic whammy dive. Every song needs a whammy dive. I feel you, Josh. Saigen's here. How are you, man? Yeah. DI means direct input. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's the life-changing moment when you start just taking your guitar directly in and playing with it. Direct injection. What's up, guy? How are you, man? Stock Logic amp. Nice. What's this using mod bits? Oh, man. Was not for the challenge, right? Yeah. Yeah, you bet, Will. Absolutely, brother. Yes, Nate. I will click on yours right after Ben's. Derjection. Oh, man. All right, so this one is from Ben. Okay, homie, you know where I usually sit with your work in progress. I always say transitions, blah, blah, blah. More movement and introduction of individual layers in that intro, in that first 30 seconds, I think would be a better way to get it started, just so there can be more change over time. At 114, I think is the next time that I looked up. It was feeling super monotonous there. So definitely like filters and modulators active just because there was nothing changing for quite some time. And then with that lead, I think that this is actually a good candidate for really simple modulation on the attack, decay, and sustain, offset from one another. You could even play with a little bit of modulators in that. So it starts to kind of elongate and stretch and shorten and stop short the different notes at different times. And I think that it would become much more interesting because right now the the melody is super, super vanilla, right? And there's not a lot of interest in the actual delivery. So if you had like competing modulations on the actual ADSR that's controlling the delivery of that lead, and then you mixed in a little, I don't know, like a dotted eighth note delay or something like that on there on top of it, the entire thing starts to become much more interesting, right? Um, yeah. And I think that by 2.5 minutes, we're kind of getting to the point, if that melody stays that simple, that you've got to get something rhythmic in there. That the idea of something like a dotted delay would help. Some active gating on there would be good, but that would mean bringing in another component probably to kind of have some kind of counterplay with that. Um, that said, I do believe that relying heavily upon these same layers throughout the entirety of the mix, um, it's not going to get you there. I think you need a couple other little ear candy components that you can move around. And then, of course, you know, the normal, like tossing some risers and swells to get the interest and movement in there. And then I think bring it back again. I think it's good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna piggyback off of what Blackberry's saying, or Blackberry's piggybacking off what I'm saying, or whatever. This feels kind of similar to what I'm saying. I think this track could use a little tightening in the arrangement. There are a couple of sections where there's a long transition over 16 bars. Great opportunity to layer two or three or more changes concurrently, so that the transition isn't a one-trick pony. Yeah. What other things are people saying in here? Reminds me of this song in Centipede PC ST, and I love it. Nice. Yeah, Nate always referring to the game soundtracks. It's cool, dude. You're a passionate geek, and I love you for it. Yeah, that is a dope vocal. I do agree with that. Oh, and you got to take it out. Spacebat says, I run my guitar into the pedals, to the mesa, to the two notes, then to cab, also one of my API pre's. Okay. Rain, is all of your stuff hardware driven, or do you play with any virtual pedal boards? Tremtaz, how you doing, man? Happy Monday to you. Welcome in. The API 2500 is Tom's favorite compressor ever. Ben, you bet, dude. Always happy. Always happy to help. Uncle Chromie Factory Tour. Ha ha ha. Chumtai says, finally finished the wedding song I've been working on for the last couple of months. Currently mixing and mastering. A bit tedious. I'm taking a short break. Nice. All right, I need to find this link from Nate. There it is. All right, so this is party mode for Hop Legs. There are 4 short loops for short play games. So all 4 is about 3.5 minutes of time. Cool. And you've delivered these already, right? Such a solid theme. These are great. Nate, these are great, dude. These are just flipping great. You were so born to do this. I know I've said it before, but you've got to do some freaking kids shows, man. You've got to work on some cartoons too, not just games. Um, there's no gripes in any of this stuff. For the game that Hop Legs is, uh, your music is uh, like they deserve each other. You did a really, really well. You did very well uh, creating something that brought it to life. You should be really proud of it, dude. This is just right up there with everything else that you created for it. 100%. Hot Plagues is a video game that was developed by Kev Anderson, who's a guy that streams here on Twitch as well, and Nate did all of the original sounds and music for it, and it was released a few months back. And they've just introduced a party mode, like a multiplayer kind of mode. And Nate has, he's just dropped the link there in the chat. But he's just done this little expansion for it as well. Yeah, no, Nate, none. Like, seriously, none. Yeah, this is, the upside of you taking your time and honing everything to such a degree is that there isn't stuff to really pick apart in the end. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Your projects never suffer from the amount of time that you put into them. You might, but the music and the sounds are great on the other side. Heidi, are you saying you just dosed yourself with another bit of vitamin C? What are you feeling right now at 1,250 milligrams? Or that's probably micrograms. Is that micrograms or milligrams? Anyway. Nate should rescore Charlie. Candy Mountain. I have about 15 notes I already took for the OST release. Well, okay, so herein lies the truth about the stuff that you're making. Yeah, of course you could find things that you would like to improve upon, but those are wants and not needs at this point. Just being straight up and honest. But that's why you go back and you revisit stuff. Like Kev will continue to bring you back into this project, and you'll continue to apply all of those ideas and thoughts, and it will continue to improve the same way his stuff will. So I think you guys are at a really good equal pairing right now. Candy Mountain, Charlie. Oh. Yeah, seriously. Here, let's let everybody see just how well it all fits here. So yeah, it's a silly, fun game, and Nate did a really good job of getting just the right sounds and music for it all. Hey, nice, getting ported to the Switch. Nice, 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 nice. That's awesome. You're feeling happy. Okay, that's good. This is good, Heidi. We could probably look up Linus Pauling here. This is a bit of an odd stream so far, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, Linus Pauling. Here he is. He's the guy that went far down the rabbit hole of vitamin C. Won the Nobel Peace Prize, lots of things. And let's just see. Let's just see if his place is still in Portland. Oh, they've gone on. They've gone on to teach about micronutrients and stuff. Other people are carrying the torch now. Oh my. Okay, here we go. Here you go. It's 3,000. There's the threshold, Heidi. He recommended 3,000 milligrams of vitamin C each day to live longer. Daily recommended amount is 65 to 90. And megadoses can put you into the bathroom. Yeah. We had these massive vitamin C tablets that we would chew every day when I was younger. Yeah, there was, I think, a lot of people in the area, because he was in the area, that were really into the vitamin C thing back in the day. Two Nobels. Yes, two Nobels, Paul. Yeah, Tremtize, the music is all in there. He released the game Hop Legs a few months ago with all of the music and sounds in it. He's just introduced what's called party mode, a new way to play, and Nate has just made more new stuff for it. Yeah, it does have Angry Bird vibes, doesn't it? Jafar, yeah, nice. And I remember one of my old roommates used to uh, dose himself with niacin before having to go take P tests for his job when we were younger. Nate says, "Thank you all again. Honestly, imposter syndrome kind of sucks sometimes, and an indication to take care of my mental, but it really was worth it taking it as far as I did in between day job that worked me 10. No regrets." Cold. Yeah, I think you would be just letting that vitamin C right out, right? Right? Heidi vitamin C. Heidi C. Oh my gosh. All right, let's keep an eye on Heidi and keep her safe while we click through the next thing. Oh, wait, is there another one that I'm supposed to be listening to right now? Was there anything else? I don't think so. Let's check the Discord really quick, and then wait, what is this link from Paul? I missed a link from Paul. What is this? Oh, hey.
Hey folks, here's a quick tour of my studio.
Hey.
This is my main situation. I sit back
This
in
is
this
the VCV
recliner
Rack Beast.
with a wireless keyboard and mouse. Work on a 65-inch TCL 4K UHD monitor,
Brilliant.
typically running VCV like this. If I need it, I've got my little key step there. My speakers are a pair of ADS L1230 monitors from 1983.
That'll do
I've
it.
owned them since 1986 and really like them. Behind the TV, I also have a Bose VCS 10 center channel, as well as a pair of ADS L690 rear speakers that I just got, and will soon install Atmos here as well. A lot of little mini controllers. There's the Launch Control XL sitting waiting for use. I have a machine 2 that I bought a month before I got into VCV, so I haven't used it since then. I've also got a S49 complete controller, as well as an S88 you'll see in a little bit. Here's another pair of controllers. First, the Kiwi Technics patch editor.
Mooney Marie,
which I really
hello.
love.
Welcome.
Great mini controller, as well as the Novation Launch Pad Mark II that my daughter, my kid just got at the thrift store for $2, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. Here's a rack of synthesizers and gear. A Novation Peak. Under there is a Proteus, EMU Proteus World synthesizer and a Yamaha TX81Z. I got this mixer for it all and some effects.
Cool trim ties.
100 Lexicon effects and the Roland SRV3030. Never really use those too much, but I figured I'd throw them in the rack if I ever wanted them.
This is full on lab.
Computer under here. Can't really see it, but finally, here in my living room, I have my last little collection of gear. Most of my keyboards and my groove boxes live here. So first, a fretless bass that I bought shortly after I retired, hoping to learn to play. Hasn't happened. Of course, I got to give a shout out to the venerable Mackie 1402 VLZ Pro. Great little mixer for anything involving live, just signals. It's just a wonderful little mixer. I've got a groove box rack that I built with these four little beauties, the Yamaha's DX200,
nice.
and down on the bottom is the AN200. And I got a couple of Korg tribes.
Nice.
That guy and that guy. So, fun boxes to play
Buttons,
with.
buttons, buttons,
Got
and
my
knobs.
Behringer VCR 200 controller that never really warmed up to, especially having things like the patch editor and the launch control XL. But it's for the money, it's a great controller. If you get one, you'll love it, I'm sure. My monitoring situation here is a pair of NHT Pro 820s with a support amp in there. Kind of powered. They're a weird speaker, but I like them. I've got the S88 complete control surface here that normally I'd have the laptop up here with all of the Native Instruments package running on it, but kind of got away from that producing once I got into VCV. And then let's see over here, I've got the Kiwi pair. We've got a JX3P and JX8P that have both been Kiwi upgraded. So that really has improved their capabilities, just giving them, especially the 3P, gives it a lot more horsepower and a lot more, adds life to them. So here's my little Ibanez Art Core guitar. I like noodling on that a lot. It was a fun guitar to play with when I could still play. And if you want to learn how to play piano, get yourself this poster and memorize it, and you'll have it down. So, I didn't show you my trumpets. Here's a pair of old recording trumpets, a cornet and a trumpet. Very pretty horns. Wish I could play them again. Let's see what else.
Damn, Paul.
My chimes. These things are fun. They make some interesting sounds. And then we have this wall of keyboards.
Oh, snap.
Here,
There's more.
starting with the classic Roland SH201. Universally hated, but I love it. Fun little keyboard.
Universally hated.
And a little backer there is the Studio Logic Sledge 2. And they made the original Sledges were in yellow. The second editions were in blackface. So these are called.
Is there no
blackface
cowbell
Sledge.
in this studio?
And incredible synthesizer. And finally, the Ensoniq Fismo.
Oh, the Fismo.
A specialty beast all its own, but apparently has become scarce enough to become collectible. So yay for me. And of course, there's the box of toys.
Right, trim ties.
Toys, headphones, cables, junk, you name it is all. Isn't that how a studio is? And there we go. Here we are.
Oh, holy hell, there's even more. Look at that old reel-to-reel there.
Storage area for me than an active workspace. As you'll see, it has many of my recording equipment from early days, such as my reel-to-reel decks here. I originally started with the Pioneer 707, which was stolen, and with the insurance money, I bought a TAC 3340. However, there was a tape that I recorded with the 707 that I really needed to get digitized many years later, so I had to rebuy the 707. And that's why it's in the back here. Here are a couple of my guitars.
I grew up with reel-to-reels too.
Fat Strat, and a J. Tarser bass. A couple of keyboards. This is my original Pro keyboard, the Roland XP30. And I have a couple of extra cards in it, so with 2,000 patches in it, it was really a great performing keyboard. Keyboard I take to jam with people because I had any kind of sound I'd want available pretty easily. And then I also added my Nord Electro 2 here because electric pianos and organs deserve a special keyboard all their own. Over here is my
There's more.
mixing console that I put
holy
together
hell.
around 2007. It's the Tascam DM4800 with meter bridge and the Mate Argosy desk that form-fits it. I have a small rack of outboard gear here, including my Great River MP2 MH and Crane Song Flamingo preamps, and some effects, the Digitech Studio effect there. I've got a Vitalizer Mark II, never really got into that, and a couple of spec ASC parametric equalizers, a BBE 482 sonic maximizer, which I found very useful when working with dubbing cassettes to digital, and a pair of RNC 1773 compressors in the
Right, Tom?
RNC Chevy Funk Logic case there. And the studio is all controlled through the Motu 2408 interface that takes 24 channels from the Tascam board and feeds it into the computer over here. And then finally onto the screen. However, I haven't used this setup in several years because I went completely in the box and have a different setup upstairs, as you saw. Also here in the studio, I have storage, all kinds of gear and junk, stage lights and old equipment in there. I've got my Model 3 mixer that I also got with the insurance money when I bought my 3440, and they were a great mate, those two. And back here in storage,
Oh my God, there's another.
of course, shelves of
This is great.
reel tapes, magazines, more stage lights, cases, cables.
Wow.
Here
Let's
is
start a production company.
my Ensoniq Emu Paris rig that I built. I've got 2 controllers and 8 channels of ADAT in and out, and analog, 8 channels of analog in and out. Whole computer down there to run it all. Too bad I can't get it working anymore.
He cut himself off. He was like, "There's more, but we're rolling credits." Dude, wow. Yeah, here's the other house. That's amazing. Paul, Uncle Chrome, sharing his home and toys with us today. Just brilliant stuff. Brilliant. Amazing. Amazing. All right, it's time for a couple of shout outs. Thank you so much, Paul, for sharing that. That is so much fun to actually see. We hear about your stuff all the time. Beep! Brains, what the fuck? Thank you so much for the follow. And Stensney? S-T-N-Z-N-E? Stensney. I'm not sure how to say it. Let us know what you want to be called in the chat. Welcome in. Thanks for spending time with us. We have not done a damn thing yet today because we've just been talking and having fun. But we probably should, maybe we should make something. Yeah. 23% of the studio, says Saf. Oh, man. Yeah, don't eat your veggies because they cost money and you can spend that money on gear. Right, Rain? I just fell on a major 7th. I can't work today. Sorry, boss. Oh. Paul says, so now you know, when I talk about gear, I may own it, but probably never use it. Oh, well, you know what? It makes us all feel good, I'm sure, to know that you have all of these things around you and you still spend all of this time with us. So thank you. Thank you, Paul. Boss, totally understand. Just promise you avoid pressing a diminished chord so early. Javar wants us to just keep talking. Actually, we can't. We can't start doing stuff because we haven't even gone over to the Discord yet to see what the Discord holds for us today. Tremtize is asking, quick question, when it comes to mixing and mastering vocals, when you start to get that old radio sounding effect, that's a question of controlling your mids and highs, right? When it comes to mixing and mastering vocals, when you start to get that old radio sounding effect... it's okay, so if you're trying to emulate the old school effect, what you want to do is, if you're going for something really specific, you can just look up the specs of what the range of output was frequency wise for that speaker or microphone, like if there was a filter on it or whatever. It's usually about filtering, and it's usually the highs and lows that have been capped in some way. And if there is some sort of attenuation, it usually is around the mids, usually. But if you want to get more specific with your question, we could probably get more specific in the answer. But typically speaking, the radio sound is really just a limitation of the boundaries set up for frequency on either side. Trumtize says, I'm not trying to emulate that. I just kept on getting a tiny radio filter thing when trying to punch up some highs without making it too tinny. Oh, right. Okay, so typically speaking with vocals, it can be better to do all of your subtractive stuff first. So if you're trying to accent highs, is there anything down lower in the middle that you can remove to help get the perception of accented highs? And then try doing all of your additive EQing in a separate plugin, so you can actually kind of keep them separate and look at what you've done in both. It can be, when you're trying to combat something like that, it can be kind of helpful to kind of bifurcate those two processes. Plugin for it. I mean, just an EQ, really. It could also be a multiband compression thing. It depends on exactly what you're hearing. If you want to upload a small snippet of it, it might be better than giving just kind of random general advice that could totally be sending you in the wrong direction. Yeah. Taco! Oh, do we have a taco? Do we have a taco yet? Because if we don't, we should. You're right, Ben. I can't remember. Do we have a taco? We do not have a taco. Do we have a burrito? What kind of freaking operation am I running here? I don't have a taco or a burrito command? Okay, let's fix that. Can you guys find really awesome GIFs right now of tacos and burritos? They could be pretty much anything. And we'll get these set up. Maria, I just bought an iPad and I'm brand new with any kind of music production. Do you have any recommendations for books, software, etc. to start out? What are you using? What is, I mean, I know it's an iPad, but are you starting with GarageBand or are you starting with something else? And also, just in general, stick around here. It's a good, safe place to ask questions and get really honest, valid, relevant responses rather than getting trolled for asking questions and stuff. Oh, damn it. We don't have a taco command, so we can't do anything today. Oh. There are already things posted in the monthly challenge submissions, I see. I have not gotten to that yet. Let's go to public feedback here. Can't, very private song for a wedding. Okay, no worries, dude. If you want to, you can send it to me on the side in email, and I can respond to you privately. And I won't tell anyone else that I've listened to it. Oh, and we need to thank you. You haven't started at all, Marie. Okay, well, hey, this is good. This is not a bad thing. If you're just getting started, then I would probably recommend opening up GarageBand and seeing what that feels like to you. Everything will be confusing and overwhelming. I would highly suggest watching a couple of little intro videos first somewhere. I use Logic here, and other people here, it kind of varies, but there are a few other dedicated Logic users, and that is the next step up from GarageBand. They're both from Apple, and they're fantastic. Each DAW has its own thing. They all functionally can do the same things for you for the most part. Each one has its own learning curve. Each has its own points of like strengths and weaknesses. So it'd be good to know what kind of music you're wanting to make, what your music background is. Are you a singer-songwriter? Are you looking to make dance music? Are you into sound design? Or do you even know yet? Because there are a lot of little apps that can get you started on making music without being a full-fledged DAW. A DAW is a digital audio workstation like Logic or Ableton or Pro Tools or Cubase or FL Studio or whatever. Trem ties. Yeah, you know, that's, I mean, honestly, it's why we built ADSR back in the day. People needed a place to have like a trusted source of information when they're getting started. Singer-songwriter who wants to make poppy dance music, I think. Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, stick around here. Follow along with the conversation. We will get you started in the right direction. Absolutely. You're always welcome to bring whatever you're working on in here for feedback, and we'll take the time to give you honest feedback on stuff. Otherwise, just know that this show changes a lot from one episode to the next, but the people don't. And they're all good people. So stick around and we'll help you. Okay, so this one is from Trem Ties. He says, this was very much out of my comfort zone, but I tried a dramatic Vocaloid thing. This only need one line of lyrics. Okay. Here we go. All right. So Tremties, getting out of your comfort zone is so good. Low end can come up just a few. It's solid. I don't think it needs to change. I think just more present, because it would really fill up the whole thing. I think the strings could be spread out just a little bit. It sounds like there's a few, like some kind of an ensemble, and I would just try to create more separation between the individual voices just for more depth overall, and try to make more use of the stereo field. I'd also set those opposite the piano, so there's more of an opportunity for some kind of call and response kind of relationship. You've got a subtle delay on the vocals, and that can come up. And I think that the delay could either be pushed to one side to keep the middle nice and clear, or just take a little bit off of the low end of the delay tails. The little xylophone that's in there can definitely come up if you. It's really being buried in there, but I think that it would really add to the entire aesthetic. I think that it would really increase the vibe, if you will. And I think that the vocal in here is fantastic, and that you should call more attention to it, and that with all of the really good positive negative balance and good use of space, you have a lot of space cleared out here for everything to breathe. And if you were to create more separation by moving those strings further out and put the strings on the opposite side of the piano, and you move that xylophone off to the side a little bit and turn it up, then you've made more room in your mix. Things are standing out more independently of one another, but you've also created more space for each individual thing to breathe, which means there's less things active in the very center of the mix, which now means you can use that space. Maybe split those vocals, do a little repitch on the second one to get a little harmonic thing going, or just play. Just play. I think that it would be a really fun thing to hear some of those words get kind of smeared or glitched, or weird little, pitch bend delay kind of a thing. Just play. Yeah, it's really, really solid. I like this. Okay, back to Mooney Marie. We've got next comment. Not a great instrumentalist, but have a solid PC setup and considering getting a keyboard. Okay. Okay, yeah, so we've got a Discord here. Marie, if you just do a command Discord, which is exclamation point and Discord. Once you are set up, if you choose to stick around here and subscribe, you get a free sound pack every month. You don't necessarily have to produce with samples, but you get free sounds here every month. And the cool part about that is that other members of the community are getting that same sound pack, and we do this little competition. We're not really competing against one another. We're competing with each other, really. We're just kind of sharing whatever we were inspired to make with those sounds. So people make all sorts of different types of music here, and different forms as well. So, some people are making trailers or cinematic music or hip hop or EDM or whatever. So it's always a surprise to know how other people are making music, and we do some feedback along the way. We have a listening party each month, and it's just a good way to start getting involved in a community with all of this, so you're not so isolated and on an island while you're learning how to do this. And you never know when a good collaborator might show up, or someone that might help you on your journey. Look at all those tacos, Heidi. Dang, now I want tacos. Reason Compact, yeah, huh? Guy is saying this song is really intense, right, Josh? Need to incorporate my iPad into my studio as a tool. There are MIDI controller apps that look like loads of fun paired with MIDI keyboard. Yeah, right? Right, Rain? Absolutely. Tremtai says, "Oh, I remember. I've been working on this afterwards to make the last chorus sound a bit more like she's sadder." Okay, okay. There's a ton of pitch modulation effects on this track, or is it just Twitch messing with your ears? I don't know. I'm not sure. I do like the vibe. It wasn't doing a tape wobble, but I hear that from Twitch a lot if that's what you heard. Oh, interesting, guy. Interesting. Little toy piano here and there would be fun too. Yeah, empirical, I would agree with that. Offset from the kid's xylophone that's in there. I think that both sounds would be good. They're both, you know, pleasing and unsettling at the same time, and I like that kind of effect with these kind of down tempo, moody type things. Blackberry says, "Yeah, that's what I thought I was hearing." Oh, interesting. A tape wobble. Interesting. Moon Marie says, "I wonder if your feelings would change based on which iPad you had. I somehow was able to get a hold of the new 2021 Pro, and it has a ridiculous processor, overkill really, at least currently. It's great for art, but I saw some like to use it for music production, so I was curious if it would be a convenient way to start." Yeah, well, you know, one thing that using an iPad has as a big benefit is the tactile component, right? Actually touching something, even if it's just a smooth surface, can make the entire process of learning and creating so much more organic and literally hands-on. There are limitations, of course, but if you're just starting out, you don't know what you don't know yet, so you don't know what those limitations are. You don't even know if, you know, frustrations are stemming from you not having figured something out yet, or an inability or limitation of software or hardware. So that can actually play in your favor, right? Because you're constantly inspired to find ways to accomplish what you're trying to do, whether it be a workaround or just your way of doing something, is not even known yet at this point. So I guess what I'm saying is it almost really doesn't even matter where you start, as long as you're finding creative and inspired solutions and workarounds to things as you're progressing, because it means that you are able to work with that tool set. And if you're unable to do those things, then it's probably time to look at a different tool. And if you figure that out really early on in the process, then congratulations, because no matter what tool you end up working with, as long as you stick with it over time, you can do great things with it. All of the DAWs out there are good. Nate says, "Off topic, so I just decided that I'm going to sample Chris in my Modbits challenge. Can't wait to have some fun." Nice, 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 nice. All right, let's see what else has been posted to the Discord here. And welcome to the Discord here. Empirical says, "I'm a big Negative Land fan." How did I know you were a Negative Land fan? And incidentally, if you like glitchy weird things, my friend did an EP of sonified data where he would rename a non-audio file as .wave and open it in an audio editor. Mostly those files aren't useful, but little bits of them are useful in a sampler. That's awesome. That's awesome. I will click on that off stream. Who's posting links? Don't forget, if you are streaming or you just have links that you want to share, there's a new channel called Post Your Links. Public Sound Design. This is from Saf yesterday, 2 days ago. This is a little basic patch I looked at from yesterday's stream and then went all out batshit with it. Okay. Screech with lots of delay. Oh, this has got like an eerie quality to it. Okay. I'm going to peek. I'm curious. I'm going to peek what's been posted here already. Ooh, okay. I'm not going to listen to it, but Indremia already has his monthly submission up. Yeah, I'm not going to listen early. Blackberry says, sadly, Twitch creates all sorts of artifacts when playing back stuff, especially if it's from SoundCloud. It's a challenge to figure out at times what's being effed up by the processing. The worst and hardest to identify is when the time correlation between left and right channels are drifting in and out of sync. It's hard to isolate the many byproducts of that anomaly. It mostly sounds like a bad mix on so many levels. Yeah, that is a shame. That is a flippin' shame. Yeah, I would agree with Tom, and this is what I was saying earlier: is you already have a great solution, Marie. You have an iPad, which is just a Mac, right? And you have GarageBand, which is basically Logic, um, with training wheels, if you will. Um, and like I said earlier, all of the tools are going to feel foreign and cumbersome and um, difficult, confusing at first, but you will get it. It's just baby steps, one thing at a time. Try not to press on things that are not relevant to you yet, and then you won't feel like you're being pulled away from what you're trying to accomplish. I think that that's probably um, one of the best things you can do for yourself at this point. That, and start with some really, really basic questions, right? Like, so you want to make music. Have you made music before? Do you know where to start? Um, you said you're not a great instrumentalist, so I would assume that you would probably get started with some presets and some samples of some kind. Um, Presets are different sounds that you can load inside of a synth. Um, Samples oftentimes get played inside of samplers, which lets you manipulate the playback of the sound, the sample. And between those two things and the basic plugins that come with your music making tool, you can produce just about anything. Tremtai says, I want to reverb the hell out of that screech. Right? Right? Yeah, that screech has some unsettling qualities. Yep, I would agree with that, Tom. Yeah, don't expect Apple to be making a mistake with their foray back into making chips. BlackBerry says GarageBand, as I have said many times in the past, has more creative capacity than 95% of musicians had access to pre 2000. It's a great place to start. Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, you hear all the time people produce on GarageBand. It's true. Um, Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, think of it this way: with GarageBand and your iPad, you have way, way, way more power and potential, quite literally at your fingertips, than the Beatles ever did. Period. More C. Purple. Heidi, what are you up to now? Is that 1,500 milligrams now? Excuse me. Those hacks, the Beatles. Yeah, those hacks. Okay, I think here we are. We're a couple hours into the live stream. I think we might make something. Drumtai says, I started with melodies and bass lines. I started out with techno, that is. Chords came after, but as a pianist, I've always been very much about the orchestration. And once you get that down and feel comfortable, dive into theory. but don't start too soon because then it's going to feel like school. Music should be fun. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And then before you know it, you're making stuff that's just like, wow, I made that? Yeah, for real. For real. So yeah, make sure you hit the follow button, stick around, and ask lots of questions, and people in the chat will answer. And you can ask questions in the Discord. Like I said before, it is a safe place. So I have no idea what we're going to make here with the time that we have left. And how much time do I have left? Let's just check and see what's happening over here. Okay, so there's a meeting at... What time is my next meeting? At 1. Okay, so let's make something for like half an hour together. This will be super quick. This will be August 30th. We'll put this in streams, which means that's 8.30.21. And what is this going to be? This is going to be some sort of base pulse. And let's get into, let's do serum today. Make this bigger so y'all can see it better. Man, I'm still just upset about the Bob Ross stuff. I get that we live in a world of capitalism and business is business and all of that. People. Not gonna lie, like 100% of my songs lately have been using the additive tab of Serum. Nice, dude. Nice. All right. Here we go. Speed run, boys, says Tremties. Right? All right, let's see what we can do. Some super quick sprints. Let's go. Let's make these kind of maybe kind of smooth and weird. The last bunch of sounds that we cranked out for this were more kind of sawtoothy. So let's just steer away from that. Is that today? Oh yeah, these are last week's. Yeah, so they were all kind of gritty and basic. All right, so what we're going to do is kind of go maybe almost opposite of that today. Dare I say, maybe even somewhat melodic. Let's go with a couple of sines. Just kind of offset them in shape just slightly. Bring this one down, bring this one up, and let's FM into that. All right, so let's say we have a pluck kind of sound, but we're going to kind of make it a little greasy, if you will. We're going to trigger this. We'll scan up in our FM, and we'll go around in our wavetable position, and we'll send it through a filter, and let's do maybe like a 24, so it's fairly steep. So this is going to be maybe like a 16th note, and this will be going the opposite direction, and we'll make this maybe like an 8th note or something. And let's switch this out of bipolar. Keep this only going in one direction. Actually, let's take... That's a little better. Opposite direction. All right, it's subtle, and that is fine. We're going to build off of that. Sure, we're going to build off that. And now let's just take maybe some kind of steppy kind of thing. What can we do? Maybe like a... how about we just draw something in here really quick? 3, 5. Actually, let's go straight down. 3, 5. Boom. 3, 5, 7. And we'll just put these up over here. And we'll go unipolar again and bring this down to a total of 12. All right, and we'll bring this back to a trigger, and we'll say that this is going to happen every 2 bars. Okay, and let's just detune these things. We'll bring this one down. We'll bring this one up a bit. And bring this up to 2. And let's just detune it over here a bit. Little fuzz. Cool. Small amount of delay. Let's get this out of BPM. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just going super small in milliseconds here and cranking up the feedback, so it's going to give it a bit of a comb filter kind of effect. I'm just going to tune it. All right, let's play with an LFO on this thing. Let's do so this would be LFO4 hitting LFO1 XY. Is that right? Is that right? That seems right. LFO2. Let's slow this way down. All right, let's dial that in just a bit. Not quite as drastic. Okay, now we're going to do the same. Another LFO over here, and we're going to go X grid this time. And we're going to bring that down. So now this LFO right here is working basically as like a little trigger envelope for the filter opening and closing this, and now these two LFOs are controlling the movement of the decay and the attack, basically. See you, trim ties. Okay, cool. So now let's just compress this thing. Oh, and also wrangle in these. There we go. Let's just put a meter on this really quick. I just want to check the phase on this when I go between ping pong and stereo. Oh yeah, I definitely like that more. Look at that thing. It's freaking chaos. All right, so back to our compression. All right, let's see, maybe a phase 24 plus. Okay, let's just take a touch off of the top of this one. And let's just roll the fine little bits down here off. That's still pretty beastly. All right, so we're going to take the loudness down just a bit on this level here. It's a little more agreeable. All right, what happens when we take this way down? Let's try half notes. Let's move this one to a bar. Oh, let's move this to 2 bars. Okay, let's trigger all of these so they all stay in sync. We're onto something tasty here. All right, let's move our, this is our first one. We're going to move our, how do I do this? This is number 2, our Y matrix. We're just going to move this up just a little bit. Yeah, and we're going to move this over just slightly. Mm-hmm. Let's just add this subtle little noise ticker over here. Let's find the right kind of noise really quick. Maybe an inharmonic. Maybe this? A little added tension in there. Let's bring that up just a little bit more hi-hat-ish. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave this really minimal, and we're going to sweep over a period of, let's say, let's say 2 bars. No, let's do 4 bars. That's probably a little bit better. And just keep it really, really subtle. Yeah, monitors in untreated rooms, right? Welcome to Club Serum. Maybe just a touch more resonance, maybe? Maybe not. Javar, take care, brother. All right, so we've got some weirdness. Maybe we lay down a little 4 bar of that and remix it a couple of times really quick. All right, what do we like? F? No. Maybe a B? No. A D? C or F, maybe? You know what I should do? Something like this. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's lay something down. We'll just run that 4 bars. let's bounce that and see what that sounds like here. See what it looks like too. Bounced a little bit differently, but that's okay. Let's just put this on. It would be so great to have OhmLab meets once a year. Absolutely. When the world isn't in total chaos, can we do that? Wouldn't that be great? Let's just check a quick little filter beat. Okay, so there's a little bit of weirdness from the resonance in there, maybe, but I think that we can make this happen. All right, well, on that note, oh, and you guys are already dropping off like flies over here. Look at that. We stopped talking about fun things and y'all bail. All right, let's see here. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Who is who is streaming right now? Mooney Marie is still here. Tom is still here. Purple still here. No spiders allowed at our group meetups, huh? All right, let's see here. Let me refresh the old browser. Hand you guys off to someone, and I'm going to step into a meeting. See if I can't make this day productive. Who are we going to raid today, huh? Kenny, Bauer, Eloise is on. Let's send you guys to Bauer today, huh? Let's do it. Hope you guys have some fun. Thank you all for spending the time with me. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Don't forget to bring your community challenge submissions. Can't wait to see what you make. I'll see you guys on the flip. Peace out.